In this video, I want to introduce you to the offset command and the trim command. What the offset command does is it takes a line or an entity or an object and it copies it over, or it offsets it over a certain distance that we set up. So let's go ahead and see if we can start that. It's located on the home panel right there. That's the icon for it. Or I can type at the command line O, enter, for offset. The first thing it asks is the distance I want to offset. That's very important. I put that in first. So I'm going to type a 1, enter. Now it asks me, which object do I want to offset? Well, I'm going to click on the line. Now it asks, which side do I want that new line to appear? Well, I want to be on the inside of the square, so I'm going to click on the inside. I can continue with that command. Notice that my little cursor is still active, so I can click on the top one, bring it to the inside. Click on that one, bring it to the inside. And let's click on that one, bring it to the inside. Let's do one more so that we have a grid pattern in here. And now I have offset 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, and down 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch to fill my grid pattern with offsets. So I'm going to escape to stop that command and introduce you to the trim command. The way I like to use trim command is I'm going to type TR at the command line, or it is right there on the board or on the panel. But what I like to do with this is I like to hit enter twice. So I'm going to enter, enter, and now as I start selecting things, it will trim those lines out for me. And I can, anywhere I trim, as long as there is something to trim to, it will trim that line. If I don't like something, I'm going to hit U, enter, and that will undo one step at a time as long as I'm inside the command. So I can trim. Notice that one won't trim. I'm going to have to delete that one out if I don't want that one there. Same with this one. I'm going to have to delete it out. So I can get to a point where I cannot trim anything else. So that is the trim command right there. Okay, let's do some other stuff on this one. So let's go back to our offset command, and this time let's put in 0.5 for our distance. So now I'm going to offset, and let's just make our grid pattern again. So I'm just offsetting 0.5 inside of here, and I'm offsetting down 0.5 as well. And let's use the trim command here in a minute when I get this done to do some other stuff. So now I'm going to go back to the trim command, TR, enter, enter, but instead of clicking on all the lines individually, I'm going to pull this crossing window across them, and I'm going to trim them all out at the same time. Makes it a little faster if I want to do a lot of trimming. I can go in here and trim that out. So I'm just using the crossing window in trim to make the trim command go a little faster. And that's your introduction to offset and trim. This next command is the extend command, and we're going to use it very similar to the trim command. It is right here underneath trim on our panel, or at the command line, it's going to be EX, enter, enter. And any line I click on is going to extend into the other line. And I can pull just like I did before, and it extends into the other line. Now it won't work unless it finds something to extend into. So all of these down here, there's nothing to extend into down there, so they will not work. As long as it can find something to extend into, it will extend into that. I can go over here and I can extend into circles or whatever. So remember, that is EX with 2 enters again, just like the trim command.